Hello everyone. In this video I wanted to flip through this magazine with you. The magazine is called Mindful Travel, and I was immediately attracted to the cover. It's very pretty. It's like an illustration, and it has such pretty, sunset vibes. So this magazine states, experience the world's most peaceful and inspirational destinations. So it's not your typical travel magazine, which I thought was interesting. It says incredible breaks for mind, body, and soul. Get away from it all. Distant vacations and exotic retreats. Serene staycations. Learn to make the most of your local landscape. So I thought we could go through this together. So, yeah. My dog is in the room with me and he's kind of snoring a little bit. But I hope you can't pick that up too much. Anyways, I'll go ahead and get started. So it has like a welcome message, which I won't read through right now. But just the contents. Also, the contents and all the different sections. I like that the paper it's kind of thin, like a typical magazine. Sometimes these newer magazines have thicker paper, I find. So, yeah. Ooh, these mountains look pretty. The beach. So many opportunities to travel and find serene locations. Destination inspiration. Oh, look, penguins. Okay. This says wellness around the world. From sound healing to forest bathing, these wellness trends from all corners of the globe promise to relax, revitalize, and reset your senses. What does it say here? Aromatherapy. It's interesting. South Korea's healing coffee. It's interesting. Well, this looks like New York. American clean air. Interesting. So it's kind of going through different, I guess like trends, if you will. I feel like we use the word trend a lot in our culture. It ends up feeling like kind of gimmicky at some point, but I'm sure some of these things are interesting to experience. 6 of the best mood boosting breaks. So this is like a wintry getaway. It's kind of interesting because they use like a very light gold font on white, so it's kind of hard to read even close up for me. This says Simply Healing Retreat, Hard Rock Hotel in the Swiss Alps. So it's best for a detox. This location. This is best for mountain air. That's what you're looking for. Best for letting your hair down. That's Ibiza. Or I think English people say Ibiza. And I keep thinking of that song. And he's pronouncing it Ibiza. So I'm like, what is the pronunciation that we should be using? This says best for literary lovers. Ooh, what is that? Mason's Court, Stratford. Interesting. Stratford upon Avon or Avon. Oh my, that's cool. Best for nature. This is in Port Lymph, Kent. And then this says True Blue Bay Resort, Granada. Best for chocolate lovers. It's a very specific best. I know some people don't like chocolate, which is always fascinating to me because chocolate is like one of my most favorite things to have in the world. So, I mean, everyone has their taste, you know? So this is 10 feel-good getaways for a holiday that'll leave you rejuvenated, relaxed, and ready to face anything. So we have Ibiza, or Ibiza, if you would. We have Antigua and Myanmar. Lovely beach locations. I love a good beach pool. I feel like that's a typical vacation most of us enjoy, but I think there's a variety of things people might like, you know? Here we have food and wine tasting in Crete. My. And then relaxation in the West Country. I think, I'm not positive, but I think this might be a UK based magazine. I'm almost positive. Maybe not. I'm actually curious. Yeah, it was published in Bath. So I believe this is from London. So I think it's kind of like for London, British community. So this is interesting, but obviously this can apply to anybody. Walk the Scottish coast. I mean, I'm not close to Scotland because I'm obviously in the US. But I think if you are located in England, maybe Scotland's not that far away for you. So perfect for reveling in history and wildlife. Scotland does seem like a beautiful place to go. I've never been, but I think it just looks like it would be so exciting and full of history and quaint. Okay, here we have Discover Secret Province. Stunning views and unspoiled countryside. This is stunning. It's beautiful. We have here Yorkshire. I think it's Yorkshire. Working on your creative inspiration. So that's what it's perfect for. There's a well-stocked library. Oh, well, you had me at well-stocked library, of course. A cozy cottage. Fitness retreat in Kent. Eat well around the world. Now that is what I call vacation. Good eats, you know. So I think it goes over France, Portugal, Greece, India, Japan. I'm not a huge seafood eater, but I feel like if I traveled, especially to places that do seafood really well, I'm more open to trying out the food. Because I think if it's done really well, I would eat it. But, you know, I can barely make salmon at home, like, in a way that I enjoy. But I love it when other people make fish really well, because I just can't do it. I get too in my head about it. Hidden city gems. Discover these celebrated spots and fabulous finds in 4 popular European destinations. Amsterdam. Definitely a lovely place, as far as I can tell. I've never been, but maybe one day. The Pancake Bakery. That looks delicious. or it sounds delicious, I should say. Amsterdam looks very quaint. We have Paris. I've been to Paris, but when I was a teenager and I didn't really get to like explore that much being underage, so it was like a school trip, so it was a lot of churches and museums, which were fine and truly, you know, still a great experience. But I was only in Paris for like 2 days from that trip. We did other cities and France and Italy, and it was one of the most amazing trips I've been on, but I do wish I could go back to kind of explore on my own, maybe someday. Edinburgh, that is what I was thinking of when it came to Scotland. I would love to visit Edinburgh. Venice, a hideaway island that boasts a cooking academy. Is that Venice, Italy? I'm assuming that's where it is. Yeah. I've also been there. Maybe it's not the same one. 6 of the best park runs in the world. I'm not a huge runner. I'm not a huge runner or hiker or nature person. I do enjoy nature, but I need civilization like close by because I have a big fear of getting lost or, yeah, just not a huge fan of hiking. So, but this looks like fun, walkable nature experiences. We have wildlife, sightseeing, early risers, off the beaten track. It's interesting. Yes, you can afford a holiday home. Well, I don't think most of us can afford an actual home, so that's interesting. But it says here, achieving the 2-home dream is more affordable than you think. I mean, I'd like to think so, but I mean, I guess if you are in that tax bracket, maybe that's something that might be attractive to you. I do see the benefit in, well, I shouldn't say benefit. I see the, I guess, nicety, the positives of being able to have a place to travel to that you know of and you're comfortable with, but I don't know. Vacation homes are really great for vacation, so I think as long as people can enjoy them all year round, why not? But let's see, buying in the UK, yeah, definitely for a UK audience. Let's see. Next we have continuing the buying abroad spiel. Must be nice. I think I'm just gonna try and manifest my actual future home. That would be nice. Let's see. Far, far away, feast your eyes on the stunning scenery of these dream destinations, which combine the fascination of new cultures with glorious landscapes. Mauritius. I butchered that. Let's just pretend I didn't say it. It's apparently a wellness resort on a tropical island, which sounds lovely. I mean, it looks beautiful. I think this is the island. Sri Lanka. Line rock dominates the skyline for miles around. This is beautiful. Wow. I think I'd be nervous hiking up this, if that's even doable, but it's beautiful. Wow. Ooh, Vietnam. Vietnam would be a great destination. It looks beautiful. The river glows in the soft light of hundreds of paper lanterns. I know this is kind of like more or less the not like boring cuisine, but it tends to be like very typical. But I love pho, and which is a Vietnamese style soup. I literally am obsessed with it because where I live, there's a lot of restaurants that do Vietnamese cuisine and they do pho really well. And in the US, I don't live in Vietnam, but I would love to try Vietnamese like pho literally there. That would be a dream come true, and I kid you not, I think I've had pho maybe at least once a week for like several years in a row. I'm that obsessed with it. It's just a really good comfort food for me, so, and I like Vietnamese food in general, so there's always more to explore with food, especially if someone makes it really well. That's kind of the caveat. 6 of the best waterside breaks. Best for beachside bliss. It says Wales. Oh. Best for cruising. Southern India. Best for crystal clear paradise. That's the Maldives. I've heard many good things about that. Maybe someday. Best for icy fun. Antarctica. And southern Chile and Argentina. Oh. Best for lakeside relaxing. This is in Grasmere. This is pretty. I've never seen that before. And then best for alpine glaciers, the French Alps. We're living the Mamma Mia dream. I love Mamma Mia. We speak to 3 readers who've upped to sticks and moved to an island paradise. I've never read that phrase before. Who've upped to sticks. Is that a British phrase? Because I've never heard of that. You know what? I would absolutely live out my Mamma Mia dream. Moving to a Greek island and just vibing near the ocean, eating good food, wearing flowy dresses, living the simple life. Well, it's not that simple, but sounds fun. I can lie in bed and hear the waves. I absolutely do love hearing the ocean falling asleep. It's like comfort white noise. I've stayed near I would say like a hotel room style thing near the ocean, and it was the ocean waves constantly, but it just was so calming. I thought maybe I would be bothered by it, but it was actually the opposite effect. Like white noise. Oh, so it's diving into like a story. Even a volcano couldn't wreck our paradise. Well, depending on the volcano, that may or may not be true for some people. Volcanoes are not to be messed with. They can be pretty dicey. Yeah. Ibiza, again. Making memories that last a lifetime. A holiday is the perfect time to create meaningful moments that you always remember. I do think that is valuable to remember when you try to carve out time for a vacation. I think that's why I try to plan things that are fun, but you're like a reservation, or try to do an activity or two, because you're kind of creating those memories, but not too strict of an itinerary, to make sure you're leaving room for, I don't know, just spontaneity and relaxation, not trying to pack in too much. That's kind of how I like to do it, but it's the thought that counts. Put away the tech, try something new. Good points. My family has been going to a lake literally almost every summer that I've been alive, and that's always been a comforting vacation spot, something to kind of look forward to every year. but I never really traveled anywhere else a lot. And now as I get older, I kind of want to try and explore new places, but there is nothing like, you know, a family vacation where you go to the same place every year and things are familiar and comforting, kind of like a second home location. There's the benefits of both, exploring new places and also relaxing somewhere you've been before. Beautiful Britain. I've never been to Britain actually. Like, I've never been to the UK. I was at Heathrow Airport for maybe like a couple hours when I was a teenager on that Europe trip I took for school, and but I've never been to London. I've never been to, you know, where I feel like it would probably be really easy for me because I can understand English. So it's not like there's a language barrier necessarily, but definitely on my bucket list to visit the UK someday. Isles of Wonder. From beavers to bats, nothing beats the thrill of seeing British wildlife up close and personal. Read on for where to go and what to see. Well, that's cute. I like that. If you're interested in finding some beavers or dolphins. Oh, look at the seal. Some bats. I'm not sure I'd want to sightsee some bats, but you never know. Someone might be interested. Puffins. Oh, that's cute. Why, there's no better place than the British countryside in summer. Well, I'll have to read this later. I do think the British countryside I've only maybe seen in movies, and it does look very beautiful. It looks like there's a lot of history and sheep, maybe. I don't know. Rolling green hills. Love to live out my Jane Austen dreams in the countryside. Literary landscapes. Oh my goodness, I didn't even read this and I mentioned Jane Austen. What are the odds? That would be so cool, honestly. Wow. I'm sure they have special like tours and trips where you can like travel the UK from like the literature based on like where certain authors lived or, you know, wrote, things like that. Yorkshire. Some really cool sights to see. Oh, who can ever be tired of Bath? Love it. Gorgeous. I know it's very gloomy most of the year, but I'm sure it's lovely during the summer. J.R. Tolkien. Oh, wow. 6 of the best UK walking hotspots. More walking excursions. Taking the waters from glorious lakes and rivers to thundering waterfalls. Enjoy some of the UK's most beautiful and inspiring wild waters. I read somewhere that, and by somewhere I mean like randomly on the internet, that being near bodies of water was like a very healing thing for people, you know, like there's just something about being near a body of water. I think it's really fascinating, actually. I would love to read more about that. There is just something calming about it. It's like ASMR in its own way, but it's like very oddly, like we can't really describe it. Does that make sense? I'm sure someone has described it. I just have to go find it. More about Yorkshire. I'm seeing Yorkshire a lot. UK swim spots. It's interesting to me because some of these visuals often kind of give me a sense of like places in the US, like maybe somewhere south, or like we have a lot of lakes in the the US. Not necessarily beautiful countryside, I would think. I mean, there is a lot of beautiful countryside. I think it's more or less like forests and I don't know, it's not necessarily the type of countryside England has, if that makes sense, but who am I to say? Maybe there is. It's a sure thing. Jurassic Coast, Dorset. Then we have Cornwall and Scottish Highlands. Yeah, this is really diving deep into like different areas of the UK. Sussex, that's really cool. Oh wow, Northern Ireland. Treasure Islands. Are these little cabins? Oh wow. Essex. Fair Isle. Is that a puffin? I think that's a puffin. There. This magazine just has quite a bit of like lovely photos, honestly. I love it. Cornwall. Isles of Scilly? Interesting. Wonderful world. This might be diving into beyond the UK now. This looks like Yosemite to me, so I think it is. Recharge in Palm Springs. Oh, that's not too far away from me. I've actually been to Palm Springs, but again, I was kind of young, so I didn't really explore it very much. It says life is one big pool party in this desert oasis, but it also has an impressive Hollywood legacy, hiking trails, and breathtaking landscapes which should elevate Palm Springs straight to the top of your travel wish list. It can be pretty hot, but I do think otherwise it's a nice place to go and relax. Unwinding poolside. Desert modernism. Take a look around the unique properties in Palm Springs. Looks like lots to do. Feel well in West Hollywood. I would say LA in general is definitely more on the exciting end of things. I mean, it's not as, I would say, city-like as New York, because New York, everything's so walkable. LA is definitely like, you gotta get into a car or an Uber to get most places, even still. But I think there's still so much to explore, and the weather can be really great, so definitely some positives for LA. And then of course the beach. A natural wonder with its giant rock faces, jagged peaks, and thundering waterfalls. Yosemite National Park is one of the world's most iconic sites. When we're finally allowed to explore the world again, it deserves a place on all our bucket lists. I think they might have published this a couple of years ago, because definitely people are still now traveling. But Yosemite, beautiful. Yeah, I haven't, again, I was little, I'm not a huge hiker, so I appreciate the photos, but it's a beautiful national park and highly recommend visiting it if you enjoy that kind of thing. Great photo spots. Magical Mexico. Whale watching, tequila tasting, and golden sands. Welcome to Puerto Vallarta. I've been to Mexico, but not Puerto Vallarta. I can't pronounce it. But it looks beautiful. Very relaxing, and the people in Mexico, from my experience, are just incredibly lovely and welcoming, and the culture is just, I mean, I've only experienced a small area of it, but it looks beautiful. Tequila tasting. Can't say I haven't done that before. Paradise Islands. The Caribbean. Well, this kind of looks like it's straight out of Pirates of the Caribbean, like the ship and the harbor. It looks beautiful. It's St. Lucia, which I've also heard is a very beautiful place to visit. Get happy in Aruba. Looks very beautiful. Oh, is that a pig? Oh my goodness, swimming with a pig. I can't say I've ever had an experience like that before. That seems very interesting. Very cute. Idyllic Dominican Republic. Very pretty. I've been to the Dominican Republic. Very beautiful. Just like out of a postcard. The sun, though, is incredibly hot, like piercing. And I remember I went out and I was wearing like a sports bra. I believe I put on sunscreen, but I just think it wore off quickly. And I ended up having, and I was wearing a shirt over the sports bra. Like I wasn't just out with my sports bra. I had like a very thin shirt. But I think the shirt was sagging down from like the collar in the back of my neck. So the sun was beating down like into my neck, if that makes sense. I had the worst sunburn of my life, and it was in the shape of a sports bra, so I couldn't wear any other bras for like days. Otherwise it would hurt. It felt like I had a burn. I had like some kind of burn on my back, and they had to put burn cream on me because it was so painful, and I couldn't lay on my back. Yeah, so the sun is just, for me, was incredibly strong, and I don't think I remembered to put on sunscreen throughout the day. So put on your sunscreen, everyone. It's very important. Jamaica. I've never been to Jamaica, but that also sounds like a wonderful place to visit someday. I don't know if I'll ever get to, but Wild Wellness. I mean, this already looks beautiful. I love a good pool. You know, I just love a pool, and I can read my book, and I can drink a drink and eat chicken fingers if they have it, or any food, honestly. If I can eat a snack by a pool, that's relaxation for me. I don't even have to be swimming, honestly, but like I said, being near a body of water in a way is its own relaxation. Okay. Breathtaking Cambodia. Looks beautiful. I am definitely looking forward to an upcoming trip we're taking for our anniversary, and I really want to make it relaxing by potentially booking a massage, which I haven't had a massage since I was like a teenager, like a go to a spa, get a massage kind of thing. And so I feel like it's very overdue that I get pampered again. So I'm kind of thinking we might just do like a couples massage and see how that goes. But yeah, I think that would be a relaxing treat for our trip. Where is this? Oh, Vietnam. Once again, Vietnam. Very beautiful. From, I guess, what I know of at least. Million Pound Mountains. think this is talking about Dubai. And then Living La Dolce Vita. We've sampled some of Italy's finest treasures, from sparkling seas and lakes to cities bursting with history and culture. I would love to go visit Italy. Specifically, like Como, that's what I was going to say. Or I think it's Positano. Italy is just gorgeous throughout. I mean, I would love to travel throughout Italy if I had all the time in the world and all the funds in the world. But I love their lakes and beaches specifically. I've been to the cities like Florence and some other ones too already, but Florentine chic. I've been here. We have Sardinia, Spa Heaven. Oh, that sounds beautiful. It says a Mediterranean island. We have here Uncovering Naples. Learn to live the Bella Figura. Oh boy. Recipe for Success. Learning the art of Italian home cooking was a perfect antidote to her busy life. I mean, it depends. I feel like cooking can sometimes be relaxing if you don't have a lot else to do. But when you have, like, you know, work all day and you have things you have to get done and chores, I mean, cooking can get kind of not relaxing very quickly. But I do enjoy cooking, honestly. I think it's sometimes even like a healing process to cook or bake something, because you're kind of working with your hands and you're making yourself good food. There is a peacefulness to it. I agree. I don't think that's always the case, though, for every day, unfortunately. But I admire those who are passionate about cooking every day because they love it and they enjoy that. It's like their hobby, you know, or even their profession. What would we do without chefs in the world? I mean, we'd all be eating bland, tasteless things, so props to everyone who's making things delicious for everyone. 3 Comadin and Pisa. Oh my. Oh, girls trip. I love girls trips. Well, at least the ones I've been on. I know not everyone has that experience. I think a girls trip, there's just something about when girls get together. I went on a bachelorette trip for my sister, and I didn't really, you know, I wasn't close with a lot of her close friends, but there wasn't really any drama. I know it depends on the group you go with, but I feel like women tend to really, I don't know, we're very community based a lot of the time, I think, because we're always thinking about other people and like making sure everything's functioning well, and it's just very social driven in a good way sometimes. And I just think a girls trip is so refreshing, and you kind of just connect in a way that, I don't know, it's just very different, right? It's different than like family trips. It's different than even going with your partner. So yeah, I love girls trips. I wish I had a lot more friends to be able to do that, but maybe someday. I think also, you know, it really just depends on who you're going with. Not every girls group is a group to travel with. Mountain Mayhem. These are beautiful. Reminds me of the Sound of Music. Wow. Oh, that looks scary. Looks like it's falling off the mountain. Oh, it's a museum. Oh, and now we have a bunch of advertisements. Oh no, that's the end. I thought there was more, but that looks to be the completion of our travel magazine, Mindful Travel, which it wasn't exactly, you know, like incredibly woo-woo. I think it was very to the point about relaxing places, which most of us like to go to relaxing places when it comes to travel, so nothing really mind-blowing I feel was provided. However, I think it's important to consider where you're going and, you know, if it's really relaxing for you versus kind of like not relaxing. And there's different types of trips to enjoy. I love how it says staycations, but it really was staycations for the UK community because all of these places were far away from me, except for maybe Palm Springs. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the exploration of this lovely magazine. I thought it was interesting, and now I feel like I know of a ton of places in Europe and such that I could go to if I wanted someday, or hopefully can someday. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this video is relaxing, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.